So this video we are doing 1.7, which is the midpoint and distance in a coordinate plane. So we're going to be talking about finding the midpoint and distance of points instead of just on a number line. Okay, so midpoint and distance in the coordinate plane. To find the midpoint of the coordinates of 2 points, A and B, on a number line, you take A plus B and divide by 2. Okay, because if we divide by 2, it should give me that center point. So for finding the coordinate of the midpoint of segment with endpoints -3, I just take -3 plus 4 and divide by 2. So -3 plus 4 is 1 divided by 2, so that should give me 1/2. So that point's going to sit at 1/2, which is going to be in the middle of -3 and 4. So I'm going to erase this and get a line out here. So we got -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we want something that sits in the middle. So the middle, that means that is what we found right here. This would be the middle between -3 and 4. So it'd be at 1/2 right there. Okay, to find the midpoint of 2 points on a coordinate plane, so this would be a plane if we had x and y, we're going to take our x's from our 2 points, add them together and divide them by 2, and then we're going to take our y's from both the points, add them together and divide them by 2, so that we can find the midpoint, so the middle of those set of points. So if I give you the coordinates A being 5, 2 and B being -3, 1, I would like to find the midpoint between those 2 points. Okay, so if this is xy and this is xy, I'm going to take 5 plus -3 divided by 2 for my x's, and 2 plus 1 divided by 2 for my y's. Okay, so 5 plus -3 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 divided by 2 is like 1.5 or 3/2. Okay, so that means the midpoint between those 2 points on a coordinate plane is 1, 1.5. So at the point xy being x being 1 and y being 1.5. Okay, so we just found this one, so we don't need that one. So the midpoint of AB is, so now we're given the midpoint being 4, -9. If A is this and B, we're trying to find the coordinates of B for this one. So if we set up our equation like this, where we take -3 plus whatever other x value would be divided by 2, it should equal that x value from my midpoint. So I'm going to solve that. I'd multiply both sides by 2. So I'd -3 plus x is equal to 8. Add 3. So x will equal 11. So we have our x value now. Oops. So now we have to find our y value, okay? So we can do the same thing. So we can have -5 plus y divided by 2 is equal to -9. Multiply both sides by 2. -5 plus y is now equal to -18. Add 5. So my y value then is -13. Okay, so my coordinate for B is 11, 13. Okay, so we just have to work backwards. If you don't know what the other x value is, you can do it this way. Since you know what the midpoint is, you can set it equal to that. Okay, to find the distance between 2 points is this equation. Okay, so just memorize this equation. This is point 1, point 2, point 1, point 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and throw a problem in here. So I want to find the distance between these 2 points. So I got x1, y1, x2, y2. So I got d equals the square root of, so my x2 is 3, my x1 is -2 squared, plus my y2 is -1, my y1 is 14. So we just plugged them in. So d equals the square root of 3. 2 negatives make a positive, so now we got 3 plus 2. -1 minus 14 is now -15. So d equals, I'm going to erase this because 3 plus 2 is 5, so I'm going to replace that in there. So d equals the square root. 5 squared is the same thing as 5 times 5, so 25. -15 squared is the same thing as -15 times -15, so we got 225. So d equals the square root of 25 plus 225, which is 250. And the square root of 250 is 15.81. Okay, so the distance between those 2 points should be 15.81.